Insultingly preposterous, overwrought, and shallow. I'd rather watch Drug War again. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Victor Heem, and this is my review of 3. Johnny To has made some of Hong Kong's most recognizable films, like The Mission, Running on Karma, and Election. I used to love going to see Johnny To movies because I knew that I would enjoy them. But unfortunately, starting in 2008 with Sparrow and Linger, I found myself enjoying fewer and fewer of his films. It may be because a lot of his work has been aimed at the China market since then. And the restrictions that come with that focus tend to make films that are, to me, uninteresting at best and aggravating at worst. So as you may imagine, I was more than slightly trepidatious sick when I went to see 3, Johnny To's latest film. Look, let's be clear, I really didn't like this movie at all. To be honest, I almost walked out about halfway through it. I haven't done that since Love at Seventh Sight. Now, here's some of the reasons why I didn't enjoy 3. I'm not a police officer, and I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm not mentally challenged either. I understand that movies have to employ a certain amount of implausible events, characters, and ideas in order to move a story forward. The problem arises when writers take gigantic liberties with things like basic police and medical procedure. As far as this hospital and this police force are concerned, logic and plausibility have obviously been branded Falun Gong practitioners and have been taken to the basement where their organs are stripped like a stolen car. The relevance of that particular metaphor will be made clear later. If I can't believe anything that happens in a movie, how can I get caught up in the story? How can I care about anyone? 3 is quite literally unbelievable. But if you do believe it, it can teach you a lot of things. Did you know that doctors can blithely walk into a sterile operating theater during an operation without any problems? And that when they do decide to participate in the surgery, it only takes about 20 seconds for them to scrub up. Did you know that a 9mm hollow point projectile fired from a handgun at close range into the right temple can traverse the brain and not kill someone? All it apparently leads to is a bad CGI nosebleed. This guy is apparently in no pain and can converse wittily with all those people around him. He's lucid and he only has adverse reactions when the script needs him to. Oh, it's like Viral Factor 2 up in this bitch. Speaking of speaking to other people, did you know that the Hong Kong police will put a dangerous wounded suspect in an open ward with regular patients and allow the suspect to chat with all and sundry? Did you know they let him watch live TV coverage of a crime he might have instigated? Well, now you know. Do you know that a patient who's been restrained can get loose and wander not just around the ward he was in, but the entire hospital? And nobody ever seems to notice him fiddling around in so many nurses' stations. Did you know that seizure medication wears off in just 20 minutes? Did you know that pulling an IV tube out of that big vein on the back of your hand only results in a tiny amount of CGI blood? Did you know that hospitals are so clean that a dozen people can get shot in a ward and there's not a single drop of blood anywhere on the floor? Did you know that some cops are so inept and downright dumb that you can't really be sure he's not an escapee from the mental health ward just pretending to be a cop? God forbid he looks at something that he saw someone put in a trash bin. And this is after he opens the bin and picks the thing up. No, I'll just put that down. That'll wait till later. I got something to do. Speaking of dumb policing, did you know that the best person to replace a veteran cop who's watching a dangerous suspect is a fat rookie who may as well be wearing a sign that says, "I'm gonna f*** up badly"? Now, I'm not an unreserved fan of the Hong Kong police, but I refuse to believe that they and the local medical profession are this careless, unprofessional, and dumb. The only people who could be fooled by this appalling lack of reality and common sense are the people on the head trauma ward, and even they might not be fooled. On a personal level, I'm really tired of local movies somehow trying to establish a character's intelligence and erudition by making these obnoxiously obscure references and quotes. It's even worse when they get them wrong. The Bertrand Russell story is about a turkey, not a chicken, f***o. For that matter, if you're gonna throw yourself down the stairs in an effort to break your neck, it might help if you took off the fucking neck brace first. Maybe Johnny To is trying to make some kind of trenchant observation about Hong Kong, and specifically, for example, the pressure put on the city's healthcare system by an influx of people from the mainland. And maybe he's trying to highlight the changing nature of Hong Kong's police force, who were once very rightfully called Asia's finest. But I don't necessarily believe that, because politically speaking, that would go against the way the film ends. It ends with not just one, but two scenes which, intentionally or not, make the film completely acceptable to the China market. The only reason I wasn't more offended by that is because A, I was just glad the movie was over, and B, I was still recovering from the ridiculous finale with the awful green screen. Though that first ending scene does feature an awfully obvious CGI shaven head. By the time 3 was over, I was just confused and grateful. I didn't enjoy the much talked about finale that supposedly took months to rehearse and film. As I sat through it, I just couldn't understand why it was even there. And the same thing goes for the scene immediately following that, which has really bad green screen. So yeah, as I sat through both of those scenes, I just didn't understand why they were there. But the longer I think about it, I realized I kind of have to ask that about the entire movie. I didn't enjoy this movie. Maybe you would. There's only one way to be sure, and that's to see it for yourself. But if you're going to watch this movie, pay for the privilege. Don't steal movies. Go see it in the cinema, or wait till you can pay to watch it online, or buy a disc. When it gets released to home video, I'll update the description with a link where you could buy a hard copy. If you enjoyed my review, please tell me. If you didn't, tell me. If you enjoyed the channel, please subscribe, because that way I'll have more subscribers. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.